Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins, and today I'm gonna give you 5 things I hate about my Lamborghini Huracan Evo. I've had my 2020 Huracan Evo for about a month now, and it has been 2,000 incredible miles to which I have fallen head over heels in love with the car. Not only is it incredible to drive, it's fast, it sounds amazing, and it's legitimately a beautiful art piece on wheels. And I mean, you can't really drive a Picasso. That'd be kind of weird anyways. But no matter how good a car is, no car is absolutely perfect. So here are 5 things I hate about my Huracan Evo. First up is the cargo space, or lack thereof. I mean, look at this. There's enough space for, what, the watermelon, pretty much? That's about it. You can barely even fit a carry-on bag inside of the Huracan Evo. Yes, I know, it's a supercar, but being able to take weekend trips with a friend, girlfriend, or wife, or even when you're on the way back from something, being able to pick up groceries is an awesome bonus to have in a supercar. And in today's day and age, most supercars allow you to do that. Well, apparently Lamborghini disagrees with this philosophy entirely. Get this, the Ferrari 488 has 8 cubic feet of storage space in the front. The McLaren 600 LT, 7 cubic feet of storage space. How much do you think the Lamborghini Huracan Evo has? 5, 6, 7? Nope. 3.5, literally half the amount of its competition. Now, typically this isn't a huge deal because of course you could store stuff behind the rear seats, but unfortunately because it's a convertible and the convertible mechanism goes right here, there is no place behind the rear seats. I mean, literally none whatsoever. It's an amazing track weapon and canyon cruiser. However, if you want to go on a weekend trip with your girlfriend or wife or friend, like I was saying, your bag is going to fit the entirety of the front trunk, meaning your passenger, who originally thought it was going to be an awesome trip in a Lamborghini, is going to be stuck with their heavy carry-on bag or even small bag on their lap for hours on end. And all of a sudden, they're going to wish you took literally anything else. You're still gonna be stoked though, because you're driving a Lamborghini. Next on the list, the speaker system sucks. Now you could argue you're in a Lamborghini, so the V10 engine node is music in itself, but in today's day and age, there is no excuse for any component of a supercar being subpar. For instance, the McLaren 600 LT upgraded Bowers & Wilkins sound system sounds phenomenal. It has crazy bass, it's loud, the clarity is amazing, and you could bump your favorite tunes. The reality of a supercar is this: well, you want to drive in canyons and the track all the time. It's not possible. Unless this had an anti-traffic device, which would be the coolest invention ever. Definitely should be a thing, but that's not ever going to happen. You are gonna get stuck in traffic, and you want to, at some point, listen to music with your friends or just jam out by yourself instead of listening to people honking at you because you're on the 405 freeway. Well, in the Lamborghini Huracan Evo, yeah, the speakers aren't good whatsoever. So what really sucks about the Lambo speaker system? It's the volume. Literally, if you want to blast music, you have to be at 100 out of 100 and risk blowing your speaker system, which doesn't make any sense. In a McLaren or Ferraris that I've been in, you don't have to be nearly as high on the volume to still actually hear what you're trying to listen to. I really don't understand. The other thing I don't like about the speaker system is in the old car, you used to have a little dial to turn the volume on and off. In this version of the Huracan, you actually have to put your 2 fingers in the right location and swipe down, and then swipe your fingers up and down in order to get volume. If you're trying to do that while you're driving, it's a recipe for an accident. Wish they had a stationary knob. The reality is, when you spend $340,000 on a car, you expect to be able to do simple things like actually listen to your music, something that $10,000 cars or $5,000 cars or really any car of all time is capable of doing. Lambo, more volume, please. The third thing I hate has to do with the front lift system. As you guys know, supercars are extremely low to the ground. Because of this, when you're getting in and out of parking lots, when you're filling up at a gas station, or literally going on any normal road that includes steep inclines, which unfortunately is everywhere, you have to drive extremely slowly and precisely at an angle to make sure you don't ruin and have to replace a $20,000 front end. Now, supercar manufacturers have tried to mitigate this by adding a front lift system, which means you click a button and all of a sudden the car raises slightly in the front end to make it easier to get in and out of places. Unfortunately, nobody's quite nailed that yet, and sometimes it feels like it takes a decade for it actually to lift. What does that mean in practicality? Well, you're driving, you're trying to get into a gas station or go literally anywhere, and every person behind you is honking because they really do not care that you're worried about scratching the front of your Lamborghini. So your option is get honked at or smash your front bumper. I'm choosing the get honked at one. Now, what I do like is that Lamborghini has a dedicated button for this, unlike McLaren. So all you do is put the front lift up, and then here we go. Check out how long this takes. Lifting, lifting, honking, people are honking, still lifting. Everyone hates you now at this point. Still needed more so than ever before. And we're up. The most annoying part is actually that the lift can't go down when the door is open. All right, so you're pulling up to a restaurant on a date, or you're pulling up to a friend's house, and the passenger in your car who's never been in one before wants to jump out, but you've already put the front lift up on the car and you need to wait for it to go down. If somebody jumps out while you're putting the lift down, it automatically stops and it goes back up. So then you have to explain to somebody, hold on, wait in the car while I fiddle with my Lamborghini for the next minute, even though we've already arrived. Or, hold on, you can, I guess, go get us a table and then I've got to fiddle with my Lamborghini. And then all of a sudden she asks, what, do you like the Lambo more than me? And of course inside you're like, it's a Lamborghini, and it's just a mess, trust me. So yeah, definitely need some improvement on that front lift system. Next up is the interior legroom and headroom. I'm gonna put the top up to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, rest assured Shaquille O'Neal isn't buying a Huracan Evo Spider anytime soon. The previous generation Huracan Spider, unless you were like 5'9" and below, you are not driving that car. This one's a little bit better, but the biggest problem is the legroom as well. Because the convertible mechanism goes right behind you, that limits the amount of space in the interior of the cabin. However, for some reason, McLaren and Ferrari have figured that out, and Lamborghini has not. Because of that, my seat is all the way back. It's fully reclined, which it's not reclined, and my legs are very bent. So if I was 6'2", I mean, my legs would be up here, and I'd be driving with my knees, and that'd be an interesting strategy. For long cruises, you have to be comfortable while sitting in an uncomfortable position. That's as far back as the seat goes, that's as much as it reclines, and well, there's really not all that much space at all. Like I said before, perfect car for the track or cruise where you can't see anything, and the rear view mirror, there's some visibility, but not really, and you look over this shoulder and you're met with a Great Wall of China of blindness. Now, 5-10 years ago, having blind spots in a supercar was the norm. It was like, suck it up, dude, you're driving a supercar, what else do you need to see? I mean, well, I don't know, maybe bikers or motorcyclists or pedestrians or literally anything you might like to see, but that was kind of the general consensus. But nowadays, with McLaren making see-through pillars so you can see around you better, and Ferrari having good visibility, yes, the Huracan looks insanely cool, and Lamborghini has some of the best looking designs of any supercar, just plain and simple. But because of their design language, it's really hard to see stuff. If I'm driving on the freeway and I want to change lanes or I want to get off at an exit, I have to turn my blinker on, look at all the mirrors, look at all the mirrors again, and then pray a bunch of different times, and then finally turn and hope that I don't strike somebody or a semi-truck in my car and end up in a coma. For real though, obviously you can drive this car on the street, you can get around it, but if you're used to driving a car where you can actually see things, this one is not one of those. No, it's not as bad as an Aventador, and it's certainly not as bad as previous generation Lambos, but its competitors have surpassed Lamborghini in terms of their visibility. That being said, none of its competitors sound like this. Oh my God. And then you forget everything I just said. Yeah, the Lambo's like, shut up with your negativity, listen to this. Oh, I love this car. If you made it this far, I'll let you in on a little than pretty much any car that I have ever had. I just always want to be realistic with you guys to let you know that these cars, as good as they are not perfect. That being said, yeah, this might be one of the best cars ever made. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.